Hello everyone. Hello everyone and welcome back to Mandate Buddy Mondays. I'm your host Rob. On today's episode, we're going to touch on some current news topics related to the ELD mandate. So, the topics we'll be going through today are Operation Safe Driver, which started yesterday on July 15th and will continue through July 21st. Great American Trucking Show, which will be hosted here in Dallas, my hometown, and the new bill that was introduced to the House to exempt trucking companies with less than 10 vehicles. So, today in the news, owner-operators and transport companies with less than 10 vehicles are looking for a way out. So they're looking for an exemption, right? So they do not have to use electronic logs. And here you can see this particular blog right here is the ELD exemption for small carriers introduced to the U.S. House, right? So, I guess the real question is this going to go through, right? I know that a bill has to be introduced to the House, right? Make it all the way through the House, then be introduced to the Senate, right? Make it through the Senate, and then be signed by the President before it can become law, right? So is that going to happen? And this is live right now, so if anyone has any questions, please go ahead and enter in a comment and go ahead and ask your question, and we can answer it here live. So, again, here at the Great American Trucking Show, right here in Dallas, it's a great event, and one exciting thing I want to mention is that, and let me pull up the article here, so a company, TBS Factoring, is helping drivers apply for their authority. So if you're looking to become an owner-operator or to become a truck driver, right, you can go to the Great American Trucking Show, and right there in booth number 1644, right, you can go and they will help you apply for your motor carrier and your DOT number, right? You will still have to pay the fee, and let me zoom in so you can see this here. Let's see here. And let me make sure you can see this. So you're still going to have to pay the fee of $300 to get your motor carrier number or your DOT number. But it's great that TBS Factoring is going to be there, helping drivers, with helping guide them through the process of getting their motor carrier or their DOT number. So also Omnitrax, and I work for a company, Gentrify GPS, and we're partnered together with Omnitrax. And Omnitrax will actually be at the booth. They'll have a booth there at the Great American Trucking Show, so you can come check out Omnitrax, what Omnitrax has to offer, right? We'll have the solutions there, and people that you can talk to about them. Also, one of the big topics that I do want to cover today is the Operation Safe Driver. So the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance is putting this together. And this started yesterday on Sunday, and will go through July 21st. And just want to give you some tips and let you know kind of what to look out for. So, what the officers will be looking for, right, is and some of the behaviors that are going to be targeted are speeding, distracted driving, texting, failure to use a seatbelt, right? Following too closely, improper lane change, failure to obey traffic control devices, and more. So, and they say here, and this is a blog that Overdrive did, they say here that last year they gave out nearly 39,000 citations and warnings. So this is a week, to really be on the lookout for officers. And also I want to ask, what are y'all's opinions on this? How do you feel about it? Is it negatively impacting drivers? Is it too much oversight? into the trucking industry. I know that everyone definitely feels that way, or a lot of truckers do feel that way, right? So if you would, just give me your opinion. That would be great. And here I'm actually going to take another peek at this exemption. So this is for all small carriers, right? So if you're under 10 trucks, so if this bill were to pass, the act would allow carriers with 10 or fewer trucks, right? So 10 or fewer trucks, you would be able to use paper logs to record your duty status. Let me see. So also, I know a lot of you transport livestock, right? Or you're in the agriculture business, right? And what they're saying is that, let me see, I know that livestock haulers have to adopt the ELD by the end of September, and ag haulers have until June 19th to switch from paper logs to an ELD. So it looks like the agriculture, that exemption has already passed, and if you are in the agriculture business, you do need an ELD today. I'm looking for who, let's see, okay, so this bill was sponsored by a bipartisan duo, so Representative Colin Peterson from Minnesota, and also Greg Gianforte from Montana, and they call it the Small Carrier Electronic Logging Exemption Act. So again, you guys let me know, do you think that this is going to pass? Is it not going to pass? Will it go through, right? And the goal with and obviously I guess the goal is to give owner operators their freedom back, right? And a lot of people also think, hey, this is me, a minute rest break, right? And feeling the need to keep having to drive, right? And you can't take your rest break and you have to keep moving, right? So I guess the ELD, it has obviously positive things that are positive that come out of it, but also, of course, it has some negative things, right? Also, another thing that I know a lot of people are concerned about, especially in the produce industry, right? When you get to the yard and you're waiting to get loaded up, that's eating into your 11 hours of drive time, right? So when you're sitting there, and that on-duty clock is ticking, right? And you're waiting to get loaded up. It could take 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, to get the reefer loaded up, right? Or get the dry van loaded up. And then at that point, that starts cutting away or eating into your 11 hours of drive time, right? So that's obviously a concern a lot of people have. So let's see. Yeah, so it looks like actually the owner-operator, so OIDA, the Owner-Operator Independent Drivers Association, in November, they petitioned the FMCSA to allow small business truckers, those with less than $27 million a year in revenue, with strong safety records, right, to continue to run on paper logs. And the FMCSA has not yet issued a decision, and let me see when this, looks like they haven't issued a decision yet, so... And let's go. Let's take a peek at some of these comments. So, let me see. So here, let's see. Mark Riffle, he seems pretty upset about it, right? So, let me see. Let me expand this so you guys can see it. So it's amazing how many people like being treated like a robot. Paper logs and e-logs make your driver tired, right? Nobody can tell when you are tired. Let's see, who else? That's not a good comment. Let's find this guy, Frederick. He thinks ELDs are just another tool for the states to make money. So do you guys agree with that? Do you not agree with that? Let me know. Let's see. So here we go. Here's a guy, Andrew. Looks like he owns 18 trucks, right? He says that he fought against the mandate. He didn't want it to happen. And here's some pros. So he's saying no more paper logs, right? Our drivers feel more rested. Customers cannot push us, right? We're seeing better rates. we can better help them in their decision making. So you can help the drivers, right? If you know how many hours they have left, you can help tell them, hey, maybe you should take your rest break here, or maybe go take a different path, right? Let's see some cons. At times drivers feel rushed, right? As they see the clock count down. So like I mentioned before, obviously they can feel rushed. The system doesn't have much flexibility, right? So if you drive 11 hours and 30 minutes, you drove 11 hours and 30 minutes. You can't go back and say, hey, I only drove 11 hours, right? Let's see. So really, do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it, right? So I'm going to jump back real quick to the Operation Safe Driver. So let's see. Let me actually look up a different article here. So Operation Safe Driver. Oh, they have some good information here. So what they're saying is that the the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance Operation Safe Driver Week, and I guess this organization, the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance, did a study, and they're showing that that driving behavior, right, unsafe driving behavior, is the reason behind 88% of large truck crashes, right, and 93% of all passenger vehicle crashes, right. Let's see. So pretty much Operation Safe Driver was created to help reduce the number of crashes, deaths, and injuries involving commercial vehicles due to unsafe driving behaviors. And I already mentioned this, but 39,000 citations were given out last year. So this is not the week, to be speeding or erratic lane departure or following, right, or not paying attention to traffic control devices. You really want to be on your best behavior this week, right? Let's see if there's anything out here for some Operation Safe Driver tips. Let's see. So here you go. I have this up on my screen, and so this is the website, cvsa.org/contact page /contacts/law-enforcement-lead-agency-contacts/ and I can put this in the description of my video. But what this is you can reach out. Here are your law enforcement contacts, and you can go find your contact and reach out to them and ask them, if you need to know anything, if they can explain Operation Safe Driver in a little bit more detail to you, and I'm sure they'd be happy to tell you everything that you want to know. Let's see. Start this slideshow. It looks like they're going to have some tips here. I haven't looked at this yet. All right, let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. Here are the tips. So, number one, don't put down the phone, right? So obviously, if you're texting, it's not going to be good. Definitely, I would encourage your drivers. Hey, man, they're not supposed to be texting and driving anyways, but really be on your P's and Q's today, right? And make sure that you're not texting. Obviously, keep your eye on the road, right? That goes without saying. Don't speed, right? Do not speed. If there's any week not to speed, it's probably this week, right? Buckle up, obviously. Give way, right? Let's see. Switch lane. So to pull away from the closest lane, You know, just don't make any erratic lane departures. Don't follow anybody. You know, just kind of play it safe this week, right? I don't want anybody to get a ticket, right? That they didn't need to get. Let's see. Don't tailgate, obviously. So you know, just try not to tailgate today, right? Let's see. Yeah, so this is a good one. Get the rest of your ducks in a row too, right? So because this is Operation Safe Driver Week, right? You have a higher chance of getting pulled over, right, and inspected by a DOT officer. So make sure, right, that you're doing your vehicle inspection reports, right, that the rest of the rest of the truck checks out, right, because if there's ever a this week there is a higher chance of you getting inspected by an officer. So watch out for that. Let's see here. So let me see, that wraps it up. So thank you again for joining the third installment of Mandate Buddy Mondays. You can join us every Monday. We'll be going live talking about ELD related news events. Thank you again.